welcome back. Come on, come on. Hey, wow. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Atenosa. On this channel, we do weekly affirmations to start your week off with positivity and intention. And so this week, we're gonna jump right into our affirmation. It is, I like to take a deep breath before I get into it. Really center the space and ground us. I trust my intuition and listen to my heart and inner voice. I trust my intuition and listen to my heart and inner voice. I really enjoy this affirmation because, where do I begin? It took me a really long time to basically just trust myself. To trust myself, to believe in myself on a core level that I was going to make good decisions for myself. So this is just a personal story. I'm just going to lay it all out the line. I'm really not proud of the story, nor do I enjoy sharing this story, to be honest, because I have moved past it. I've worked really hard to move past it and to get to a point where I trust myself and know that I'm a good person. But anyway, back in the day when I was young, naive, dating in the world, I just made some mistakes in my dating life. Not great mistakes. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but you can just imagine I made some mistakes. I hurt people, and it just made me feel not great about myself. I really embodied those mistakes and held it over my own head for a really long time. I really felt like I didn't deserve to be loved. I didn't deserve to have good people in my life. I didn't deserve to interact with people on a more intimate level because I just felt like I was always just going to hurt them. I felt like I wasn't trustworthy. I felt that I was like sneaky. I felt that I truly was just like a bad person. And I really internalized those things for myself for a really long time. I just really held on to that dynamic and that relationship. And mind you, it wasn't one-sided. It wasn't just all coming from me. That other person also did things, and it just was a toxic relationship that ended, praise the Lord, so that we were no longer in that cycle. I think that's the first thing you have to understand, that cycles need to be broken in order for things to be different. If you continue to do the same things over and over and over again, you become insane. So I'm always thankful that I was able to get out of that relationship and that toxic cycle had ended and I had moved forward. But then the real work started to begin because I just was sad and I felt lonely, and I just felt that, yeah, I just couldn't trust myself. I couldn't trust my interactions, that they were pure or genuine with the people that I was interacting with. And that was kind of saddening. And I don't know, I can't remember what it was that I was just like, I gotta stop. I can't think that I'm actually this person, right? Like, that's a big reason why affirmations came into my life, because I needed to get out of the cycle of negative talk. I had to listen. There was a little bitty voice in the back of my big old head. It's not that bad actually. Of my head that was like, you don't actually believe that, do you? Like, you made mistakes. People make mistakes. Sometimes you just feel like you're alone in life and you just think like people don't do the things you do. But you're not alone, and people are making mistakes left, right, and center, and they're starting over, and that's the beauty of life. You get to start over. You get to make a different decision. All this to say is I had to stop that cycle of negative talk. I started to instill affirmations very much similar to this one that said, I don't even remember what it said, that I needed to touch my intuition and listen to my heart and inner voice. There's so many other ways that that inner voice and my heart and my intuition had guided me into a positive direction. And so I had to basically just like stop things that just were negative, that were toxic to myself, right? I had to put boundaries up for myself. I had gone through therapy a couple different times. I've been in a couple different cycles of therapy with different therapists, and really understood that I wasn't giving myself any grace. Just young, naive. It was my first relationship. I didn't know any better. I thought this was the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I was like, I was one and done, baby. But to know that there is growth, there is understanding of who I am, where I am in life, understanding that I needed to work on my self-love and my self-worth and my self-confidence and my self-esteem. And that work sometimes takes you being alone, and knowing that I needed to surround myself and do the things that were going to set me up for success. Going to find different passions, figuring out how to be a lot more independent and less, I swear to you, I was codependent. Less codependent on other people. I spent a lot of time alone, and started to trust myself. You know, I was able to really analyze my decisions, why I did them, what was the motivation, and be like, well, if that were ever to come up, I won't do that. It's simple as that sometimes. Like, I'm not going to do that. If I'm having these icky feelings and opportunity presents, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to choose that path for myself, because like I had to trust that like my heart believes that like I'm a good person. I am a good person. I do good things. I'm a wonderful sister. I'm a wonderful daughter. I'm a great aunt. I'm a loyal and reliable, dependable friend. I'm compassionate and I'm caring. I'm charismatic. I'm optimistic. And I really had to, believe all of those things that my inner voice was telling me. Had to trust that, like, why would I lie to myself, right? I have lived at that point 23 years of life, and this was the first major like hit to my self-esteem and my character. And I just had to learn how to bounce back, and it took a really long time. It took a really long time. I think it took like 2 to 3 years for me to really trust my heart and my inner voice, and to really believe all of those things. And if you guys are going through anything where you're just like, yeah, I don't trust myself either, like I've done this, I've done that, I bet you $10, I'll bet you 1 penny that there's a small voice in the back of your head and deep down in your heart that's saying like, you're a good person. You have to trust that voice. You have to let it scream at you. You have to listen to it. Sometimes we don't want to listen because we don't believe it. We don't trust ourselves enough to believe it. Like, what if it steers us wrong? Like, what if I just am notorious for making bad decisions for my life and stuff like that? I trust and believe. You get to decide if you're going to make whatever decision you're going to make. I think the beauty of life is that there's so many different things you can choose, and you have to have that awareness to know that like me, you, Etinosa get to make this decision. I get to choose the trajectory of my life. My circumstances might be X, Y, and Z, but that doesn't mean I have to choose X, Y, and Z and continue on that path. You can stop it right where you are. If you need to seek help, please go seek help. If you need to lean on someone, if you need to confess that, please do those things. Anything that's going to make you feel better and to start rebuilding yourself. So like I said, it took me a couple years to rebuild myself, kind of start from ground zero and start making better, positive decisions for myself, to believe that like I deserve all the good things in life. I deserve love. I deserve happiness. I deserve good friends. I deserve everything, right? And so I think for you this week, go into this week with, of course, positivity and intention, but to know that like you have a good heart, you are a good person. That inner voice that wants to be up in the forefront of your brain, let it come. But then when you hear it, let it just scream at you and start to believe it. You are a good person. I promise you. I haven't met you, but I genuinely believe that people are good in life, that they want good things for themselves, and sometimes based on circumstances and just living life and life be lifing. We have to make hard decisions for ourselves, but you can always start over. You can always choose a different trajectory and a different direction. Oh my God, I can't talk. For yourself. So our affirmation this week is I trust my intuition and listen to my heart and inner voice. I trust my intuition and listen to my heart and inner voice. Really implore you to sit with that. Journal about it. Brain dump some of the things that maybe you're telling yourself, that negative self-talk that's not allowing you to trust yourself. It's a lot of work. It's good work. Makes you feel a little bit better. And then, yeah. I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a good week. Make sure you guys follow me on Enhanced Individual everywhere. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, enhancedindividual.com. You can read the blog post that really details what this affirmation means to me. You can also subscribe to our monthly newsletter where I give you an affirmation and some reflection questions to go with that. And if you are interested in buying the digital, oh my God. If you are interested in buying the digital copies of these affirmations and kind of going on your own self journey of self-empowerment, you can get that on enhancedindividual.com. I can't wait to see you guys next week for our next weekly affirmation. Bye.